Okay, so you're here to learn about blogging for your business. But the beauty of what I'm going to talk to you about is it doesn't have to be for your business. If you want to blog for non-business reasons, just as a hobby or a passion, that's a great place to be. And in fact, I would say that actually that's where most of the most successful blogs in the world are made from. They're made from a hobby or a passion as opposed to a genius business idea or a brilliant business idea. You can use them for getting new customers, building a following, increasing your authority within your niche, within your industry, or you can have them just for fun, like blogging about your traveling or blogging about sports or pets or cars or whatever your hobby might be. And the good thing about what I'm going to teach you is you can monetize even the most mundane hobby. If you like fishing, and no offense to anyone here who likes fishing, but if fishing is a real passion of yours, you can monetize that using a blog, as well as monetizing a blog for your business. So it doesn't matter whether you've got a business, whether you've got your products or services already sorted, or if you've got no products or no services already. It really doesn't matter, as long as you've got something that you're passionate enough about to talk about and show other people all about the topic. So what we're going to cover today is a little bit of an introduction to blogging. I know a few people said they're already blogging in the room, but just to make sure everyone's singing off the same hymn sheet, we'll start from the beginning. I'll tell you a little bit about why you should be blogging from an authority point of view and building a presence online perspective. Why you should specifically use WordPress, which is the big W logo up on the screen. If you haven't heard of WordPress, don't worry. I'm going to absolutely sell it to you and tell you why WordPress is the best thing ever invented. If you are blogging already, for those couple of people who are blogging already, are you using WordPress? You are? You're not? You are already? Okay, good. For those of you who are not using WordPress, hopefully I'll want to make you convert by the end of this presentation. We'll then show you some examples of good blogs that are following the very well optimized layout of a traditional blog. Now, most blogs actually look the same. You can tell instantly whether you're on a blog website or a static, normal, traditional website because of the very distinct layout of a typical blog. And that's partly down to WordPress, but also it's because it's a very optimized layout to get conversions for your business, and that's ultimately what you want. And then at the end, we're going to touch on very briefly, because we just don't have enough time to go into any detail or really do it too much justice, the steps that you need to take to set up your own blog using the WordPress platform. And a lot of people come up to me at the end and say, surely it must be harder than that. There must be more to it than just 4 steps. But actually, the 4 fundamental steps to starting your own blog I'll go through at the end, and I'm going to be around afterwards for questions anyway. So let's crack on. But before I get into the real content, I want to give you one very, very quick, easy to read slide, just a bit of background about myself so you know where I'm coming from and what qualifies me to teach you here. Like I said, my name is Suraj, and I'm an internet marketer. I work with small businesses, individuals, as well as corporate companies, helping them to get more clients from the internet. That's the long and short of it. If a company or a small business is not getting enough clients online, that's where I step in and we help them out using strategies such as social media, blogging, pay-per-click marketing, all sorts of internet marketing related strategies. I blog myself, obviously, otherwise I wouldn't really be qualified to teach it to you myself. I blog about something very specific within the internet marketing niche, so only about social media and traffic generation. So those, and of course blogging. So those are the kind of things that I narrow my blog down into, and that's something I would encourage you all to do as well. Drill down into your niche. So if you're a designer, for example, you'd want to drill down a few niches into that rather than just being a overall designer. Or if you have a passion for sport, it's too broad a niche. You want to narrow that down into a sub niche or a super niche, and that will help you attract more relevant traffic. It will make it easier for you to rank better in the search engines and Google, and it will build a very loyal following of people who are specifically interested in what you're talking about. Because sport can mean anything, and that's just an example, but sport can mean golf, football, 10-pin bowling. You know, it's too broad, so you want to really narrow it down. And as far as possible, you want to narrow it down. So the lesson there is you want to niche as far as possible, and a good way of putting it is your niche should be an inch wide but a mile deep. What that means is an inch wide means it's seemingly a small niche, but when you look underground, it's a mile deep, and there's lots of potential clients in that niche. I'll give you an example with sports. you then drill down to football, and you can drill that down to English football, and then you can drill that down to Premier League football, and then you can drill that down to teams in the Premier League who play in the Champions League. So can you see we went from sport down to a very, very tiny niche, which is seemingly just an inch wide, but actually it's a mile deep, because the top 4 teams in the country have got hundreds of millions of supporters worldwide, so you can tap into that client base rather than going too broad. That's what I mean. The more you can niche, the better. And I'll show you an example of one of my blogs as well, and how my blog makes me money selling products from there, and that's ultimately what you want to do with your own. I'm also a trainer. I run workshops and seminars similar to this in smaller sizes and bigger sizes as well, teaching people how to implement these strategies into their businesses rather than just tell the theory. And that's what we do at Academy Class, and I encourage you after this, if you're interested in blogging, come along and find out about the full Academy Class course where you can set up your blog and you can sit together for a couple of days and really thrash it all out. If you want to follow me online, then you can see I'm on Twitter, I'm on Facebook, and you can get me on Google Plus as well. Obviously, being an internet marketer, that's the easiest way to get in touch with me, and that's where you'll find me hanging out most of the time. So I'll give you a second just to get that, but you'll have these slides anyway, so I wouldn't worry too much about scribbling everything down. So why should you blog? And you're not here to set up a blog, but you're here to learn why you should be blogging. Like I said earlier, it doesn't have to be for a business purpose. It can be just because you've got a passion, like a real, raw passion for a topic, anything at all. You know, I've had clients who are passionate about cooking. They're not chefs, or they don't work in restaurants. They're normal people, accountants, lawyers. They've got their own small businesses. They're graphic designers. They just love cooking, for example. And they would blog about their passions and make money from that. And I'll share with you how they would make money from that. So it really doesn't matter what your passion is, as long as you have a passion or some sort of a hobby. You should blog for your business to get more sales and to build more credibility, to build more authority within your industry, and ultimately to build a community. And every business online should be aiming to do that. And that's almost the point of social media as well. It's to build a community of followers, of fans, if you want to call them your fans, and also be like the leader of a tribe. And that sounds like a bit caveman language, you know, have your own tribe and have your tribe's people following you. But actually, there's a really good book called Tribes by Seth Godin, and he talks about that exact principle, that concept of being in the 21st century, and individually we can all build our tribes online just because we've got a passion for something, or we're really good at something. Through your blog and social media activities, other people will want to follow you just because you're actually quite good at what you do, and you've got a real passion for that subject. And other people will want to follow someone like that, and it's human nature. We all want to follow leaders in our field. You know, I read blogs all the time, things like Mashable, you know, very much into technology, marketing, social media, and you want to emulate yourself to these industry leaders. So everyone wants to follow someone, and I don't mean that in a follow people like sheep sort of way, but follow someone for inspiration, follow someone because they share a passion. And that's great. That's what blogging and social media are just, it's so easy to create your tribe for that reason. To raise awareness, it's not all about business again, so coming away from business for a second, raising awareness for charity or a good cause or something that you want to raise some money for. You know, we all see our friends share the Just Giving pages on our Facebook and Twitter and all the rest of it, and donate money, and they all look the same. But those people who make a little bit more effort and blog about their training, blog about the journey to train for a marathon or to get fit or to have a program, you generally find that they raise so much more money because they're blogging about it and sharing that passion with the world. If you want to go that wide, and you can, because in a weird sort of way, you can't really control, once you're blogging, where in the world people will find you from. And that's a good place to be, because never before in the history of marketing or business has this small business or individuals working on a very small project been able to access anyone from anywhere in the world. And that's why blogging is so good for all those reasons. It's great to build authority and social proof. And what I mean by social proof is, you'll have noticed on lots of blogs nowadays, you have the Facebook button, the tweet button, the +1 button from Google+. It makes blogs make it easy for other people to share your content. And that's what it's all about as well, making it easy for your readers and your tribe to share your content. And that's what I mean by social proof. When you see a blog or a Groupon offer, where it says, 1,200 people have bought this, or 300 people have liked this, and it's listed some of your friends who have liked it. That creates social proof, and the theory behind it is that if one of your friends has liked it and you see their name, or you see that X many hundreds of people, or thousands of people have liked this or tweeted this, it creates a bit of a sense of security that you're not going to get conned, and it's going to make it more likely that you will also want to share that content to your friends and your followers and your fans and what have you, right? It's a subliminal thing. So when you break it down like that, it sounds a bit daft, but when it's completely subconscious and you see a tweet button there or a like button, and it says 12,000 people have liked it, and it lists 10 of your friends, it almost draws you to that, and it makes you want to click on that as well. And it's very subconscious. So you may not have noticed that, but now hopefully you will notice that going forward. It's great to spread your message, to show people your opinion, or to share your opinion and your expertise with other people. And there are lots of different types of blogs you can create, like authority blogs, news reporter blogs, or blogs where you're just talking about what you think about certain developments in your industry, without making it too uniform like every other blog out there. And I guess that's where you bring in the personal element of yourself into your blog, where you're commentating, you're putting in input based on your opinion. So I'll give you an example. Over the last couple of weeks, Facebook has gone crazy with their changes. I don't know if anyone's noticed that. And they've just changed it again today, and on the 29th of October, it's going to radically change all over again. If anyone was in the social media class earlier, I showed you a screenshot of my new Facebook profile, and it's just completely different to anything you've ever seen before. Your profile photo is about this big compared to tiny like that. Your wall it doesn't look like a wall anymore. It's completely different, like a timeline, and it goes back to a time. It says this is when you were born. So it's Facebook. We're really getting deeper into our lives, and that's going to impact sharing content, right? And I'll show you a screenshot. For those of you who didn't see it, I'll show you a screenshot at the end of it. Blogging gives you a worldwide reach. Like I said, you don't really have too much control over who sees your blog. Did you have a quick question there, buddy? Yeah. No. Everyone says it. Everyone says that. It's like, oh, I'm gonna make sure I don't share too much information. It gets too personal. But just look in your Facebook friends feed. People are sharing random stuff, and it doesn't stop them. People will still share drunken photos or random status updates that are trying to be funny or whatever. It will still happen because it still feels safe inside Facebook. It feels somewhat safe because you sort of know everyone who's on your Facebook profile. So I don't think it'll impact too much. People will complain about it for a couple of weeks, just like now that everyone's complaining about the new changes, but they'll get over it. Obviously, to make more money, your blog is brilliant. Maybe not directly, but indirectly, when you've proved your experience, your expertise, people will opt into your mailing list, buy from your blog, recommend you to others. So directly you can make money, but indirectly it's a much bigger effect. Appeal. What I mean by appeal is your blog can appeal to lots of different types of people. And I think I mentioned this in the social media class earlier. Some people like to consume their content by reading an article. I personally don't really like reading the 700-word article. I get bored quite easily. So I prefer to listen to a podcast or watch a quick YouTube video of the same content. So I'm not losing out on the information, but I'd rather watch something that either shows me how to do something or gives me an example rather than just 700 words of text with bullet points there. I don't like consuming information like that. So using social media on all the platforms, you can appeal to different types of people. You're not alienating anyone through your blog. Does that make sense? Yeah, because your blog can have articles, you can embed videos, you can publish podcasts through your blog into iTunes. And all these things are free. YouTube is free, iTunes is free, blogging is free, pretty much. Yeah? There's a question? Yeah? Mm-hmm. Yep, if you're on a Mac, it's called Screen Flow. If you're on PC, it's called there's about 100 or right now, because I've just bought this new MacBook Air, I don't have ScreenFlow installed. So if you're on a Mac, QuickTime, you can record your screen using QuickTime. That's built into every Mac. Are you on a Mac? Are you a Mac user? Yes, open QuickTime, click on File, New Screen Recording. That's exactly what I did there. I just hit record and it's recording that screen. It just saves as a movie file. But the good thing about software like that is you can edit it and create cool effects and top and tail it with music, add overlaying logos and make it look a little bit more like you've put a little bit of effort into it. But even then, it's not really relevant. It's not even really necessary. Because guess what recording all of you guys are getting of this presentation for what I'm doing right now, right? And I'm not using any of these tools, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah? In fact, if you're using YouTube, I would say to an extent, the more amateurish your videos, the better, because that really appeals to people. People can connect with you rather than be put off by a really glossy movie-like video where they can't connect with you as an individual. Does that make sense? Do you have a question? No? Do you have a question? No? Okay. Using your blog to build your database, and that's the real asset of any business, really, is to build your database of subscribers, because that's the safest way to ensure that if anything goes wrong online, your Facebook page gets shut down, your Twitter, YouTube channel gets deleted for whatever reason. It's the safest way to build a business on your own platform, on your own blog. And that's actually one of the fundamental flaws of building a business on social media. And I don't want to contradict what I was teaching earlier, but there's a flaw in that model, because what happens if your social media channels get shut down? You've got no control over them, you don't own the content, it's all completely third party, whereas your blog is all your own. Of course, increase traffic, make leads and sales and all the rest of it. Now, why do I advise everyone to use WordPress? And it's very simple. It's by far the best blogging platform available online. It's free. There's 2 versions of it. Both versions are free. The first version is the WordPress.com version, and that platform is hosted with WordPress, and it comes with a few restrictions, but it's good enough to get started. However, I would always, all day long, advise, if you're taking this seriously for your business and you really want to scale this up, to make sales, to build a following, you want to go for the WordPress.org version. It opens up so many more features. It's still free. I'll tell you the difference in a second, but it opens up loads more features. You can really customize the look and the feel of your WordPress.org blog in terms of design. You can create customized themes. You can install premium themes that you can buy, as opposed to just the free default themes that WordPress gives you. And they're badly coded. They're coded by kids, and it's not good at all. So you want to get something a bit more professional if you're going to treat this like a business. The other reason is that on the .org version, you can install lots of third-party plugins to essentially make WordPress do whatever you want. And I liken plugins to apps for your iPad, your iPhone, or your Android, or BlackBerry, or whichever platform you use for your mobiles. Plugins are just like apps, so you can really customize it to do things that it doesn't do out of the box, essentially. WordPress is brilliant because it's easy to use. If you can use Microsoft Word and navigate around Facebook with all the complicated changes, then you can use WordPress. It's really, really simple. Blogs, just by definition, are very search engine friendly, because they're always putting out fresh, relevant, new content, and that's what the search engines love, and that's what the search engines reward with good rankings and page 1 rankings, if that's what you're after. It's not the be-all and end-all. A lot of SEO people will scare the heck out of you and say, if you're not on page 1, you might as well give up now. It's not the case. There's so many other platforms and ways to get traffic: YouTube, social media, email marketing. The focus should never be solely on SEO. Completely flexible and customizable. If you don't like certain bits of WordPress, you can shut them off or delete them, and you can chop and change the whole look of your website within a matter of minutes. And sharing content is very easy, or it's made very easy for other people to share your content. And that's so vital for a successful blog, because it's pointless if you're just blogging to yourself and no one's seeing it. You have to have other people sharing your content for you, and the only way they're going to do that is, one, if your content is good and your passions are coming through and your expertise is coming through your content, and 2, you make it easy for them with the little Facebook buttons and the tweet buttons and the Google Plus buttons. People are not going to copy and paste the URL and go to their Facebook account, paste it in, create a little title for it. It's a long-winded process. You want to make things really easy for people, so it's literally click. They don't even have to think about it too much. So what is a blog per se? Sorry, you have a question? Yep. Oh, no, because it's all social. And your content, the people are sharing your content, they're not necessarily claiming credit for it. They're just saying, hey, Suraj has written this article, go and read this. So I'm sort of credit for it. Is that what you meant? Yeah, yeah. That's a person who you don't want that information to get out there. I wouldn't block him, or I'd put it behind his content. Check if I'm going to copy you. Yeah. Yes and no. The site I think you're talking about is a site called copy. So what that site does is it checks if anyone's copied your content online, and it also checks your content in case it's too similar to someone else's. And if someone has copied your content, it'll flag it up for you. It'll email you saying, hey, someone has used the same content, or there's a 30% similarity between this content and your content. You check it, and if they've taken credit for it, you can flag that up, and that website will get de-indexed and possibly deleted. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, sure. Um, it's courtesy. It's nice. It's good courtesy to do so, but you don't have to. There's no legal requirement at all in terms of saying I was inspired by another article that I read, and I've created an article based on that. Yeah, a blog is different to a website in that it's constantly updated with articles. Like think of a blog as a magazine, where every month you buy a magazine or you subscribe to a magazine. There's always new content in there. If there was the same content in there all the time, you would never subscribe to it or buy it regularly. So a blog is like a magazine. Um, so the official definition of a blog is a web blog, but I don't know anyone in the world who uses that as the real definition. Of Everyone just calls it a blog. No one says, go and check out my weblog. It's always been known as a blog. As, like I said, you want to treat it like an article, like a magazine, as if you were the editor and the publisher of your very own magazine. And it can be personal, political, commercial as well. But this is what a typical blog would look like. And this is a very optimized layout of a blog. And it doesn't look too nice here. But translate this in with all the nice design and all the images and all the rest of it, and you've got a very highly optimized blog, which is created based on where people's eyes fall on a website or on a blog. Most people read left to right, which is why the content starts on the left-hand column with the main article, any images, the comments that people want make per article. And that's something you want to encourage. You want to encourage discussion and engagement with your articles. And on the right-hand side, it's got all the other stuff: the widgets, the plugins, the advertising, the affiliate banners, the opt-in forms, the ebook covers, whatever else you want to put, the links on the right-hand side. But the left-hand side is always the main content, the featured part of the blog that you want your readers to draw their attention to. And this is a very it's a very basic layout, but it's a highly optimized layout based on tons and tons of research. So the different types of blogs that you can create, and I've listed them all as individual blogs here, but you don't have to have. There's nothing to say that you can't mix and match one blog with different types of content in there. So the first type of blog is a news reporter. And this is the notion that everyone can be a journalist online if you want to be, to share industry news, updates, developments within your niche or within your business. And think of traditional news websites or news channels like Sky News, CNN, all these websites and the news channels. Their content is other stuff happening. It's none of their content. They haven't invented stuff that they're talking about. It's not their opinion on stuff. They're just stating what's going on in the industry or in the news world in the world. Does that make sense? So when you're watching Sky News in the evening or you're reading the Sky News website, it's essentially a blog just of articles telling you what's happening somewhere else in the world. That's it. There's no opinion on it. It's just stating that a volcano has erupted here, a bomb has been blown up or been blown here or detonated here. An attack has happened here. Someone's been stuck in a mine here. A cat got stuck in a tree over here. Right? It's just stating the news, whether it's interesting or mundane, good or bad. And that's what a news reporter type of blog for business owners can be like, but based on your industry news. So if you've got a blog, think of Mashable. Does anyone want to follow Mashable here? The technology blog. They're a mixture of all of these blogs, but their news reporter side of things is they follow social media conferences, social media stuff. And when Facebook launch a new product, they just tell you about it. They publish a blog saying, today Facebook launched a whole bunch of changes to their website. This is what the changes are, and this is what it means for your business. End of article. So it's just reporting the news in the industry. Same with design work, with software. When Apple released new software, people have Apple dedicated blogs. But when Apple released new computers or new products or new software, like with the new Final Cut Pro or the Final Cut 10, I think, people were just blogging about that, just stating that the new version is out and you can get an update. It's like all of the Mac rumor websites. It's just news and industry developments. And that's great for any sort of business that you're in. Review type of blogs is what I'm more involved in with my internet marketing blog, where I review products in my industry. Software products, web-based products, social media-based products. And the reason I review them is because I've used them. I'd never review anything that I haven't used. So if I've used the product, I would review it. And at the end of that article, I would have an affiliate link telling people, if you want to buy this product, I recommend it. You can click on this link and you can buy the product that I'm talking about. If people do buy it, I get a commission based on that sale, based on that referral or that recommendation. And that's just basic affiliate marketing 101. Someone reviews something or talks about a product, they send someone there via an affiliate link, that person buys it, and I get a commission based on that referral. That's the most simplistic form of affiliate marketing. The next type of blog is the authority blog, where you're not just stating what's happening in the world or in the industry, but you're sharing your opinion on what's happening. So for example, just sticking with the Facebook changes theme, rather than just saying, Facebook have today changed their layout and this is what you're going to get, this is what it will look like, you would have your blog talking about the implications for marketers, the implications for how that's going to interact with your friends, the implications and your opinion on how that will change the social media industry. So where it's a lot more authoritative, it's your opinion, you're going a bit more deeper into it than just saying, this is what's happened in the industry. Does that make sense? Yeah? And can you see how you can apply that to any industry and any product? If you're a photographer and Canon come out with a new camera with a new type of lens, you can do the same thing. An industry review blog where you're reviewing new lenses, new equipment, and you're selling those, you're recommending people to buy those as an affiliate. A news reporter site where you're just saying Canon have released their new model, this is what it means, this is how much it costs, here's where you can go and find a review. Authority type of article for photographers can be, here's what I did with this new model, this is what results you can get with a new model, and this is how you can play with the new settings, and this is what you can help you achieve. So you can do this model with any type of industry at all. And you've got the personal blog, which has nothing to do with business, it's just about personal stuff, your traveling, your holidays, any sports related things that are non-business related, we can still monetize them in the same sort of way. And then obviously you can have the different types of content, text, video, audio. When I say audio, I mean converting your content into a podcast, images like infographics. I love to see infographics that show me stats about industries and about social media platforms, rather than reading a 500, 600, 700 word article on the same thing. Infographics easy on the eye, and they look quite cool. And it's, again, easy to share because people love to see things that's easy for them to consume the content. I would very rarely share a 1,000-word article with my followers on Twitter or put that on my Facebook page because it doesn't appeal to me. And I know a lot of my followers are the same because you can see what each other share, right? So a few tips on the type of content that you can create. People love lists. When I say lists, I mean things like top 10 reasons you should hire a professional graphic designer rather than do your own branding. 5 reasons you should blog you should have a blog rather than a website. 6 reasons to avoid PC over Mac, whatever it might be in your niche, right? 5 reasons this thing is better than this thing here. People love to read lists because they're easy on the eye. You know how much you're going to get, how much you're going to have to read, And actually, for yourself as content creators, it's easy for you to recycle that content and turn that into a quick podcast or a quick video or an infographic. Whereas a long article is very difficult to do that. People also love to read avoiding mistake type of articles, because nobody wants to make a mistake. People want to learn how to avoid mistakes. If your article shows people how to avoid mistakes, so example using the photography thing that we were talking about, avoid these 5 mistakes when buying an SLR camera. If someone is in the market for a new SLR camera, they're going to want to read that because they're not going to want to make the mistakes before they buy. Or if someone's in the market for a logo or a website or a car or a TV, whatever it might be, avoid mistake type content is very, for want of a better word, lucrative in blogging terms. In terms of it can bring a lot of traffic, a lot of sharing, a lot of followers, and research has shown on things like Twitter and Facebook, more people click on links to blog posts that are lists, where you've got a number involved, so people know exactly what they're going to get. The second most popular type of content is the how-to content. How to create a logo using this software. How to create photos like this using your Canon, whatever, digital SLR camera. How to blog using WordPress. How to create something using something. How to record your screen using ScreenFlow. Because that's what people are searching for on the internet. On Google, on YouTube, on Twitter, people are looking to learn stuff. And if your blog shares that with them because you just know how to do it, not only can you build more credibility for yourself that way in your industry, you can make money that way as well as an affiliate. If I demonstrate how to use ScreenFlow, I'll do a great big demonstration on my screen. When I say great big, I mean 7 or 8 minutes. And I'll monetize it. Say if you think you're ready to buy the software, click on the link below and buy ScreenFlow. And I'll make a commission of that. And usually you get about a 50% commission on front-end sales in my industry. You make lots and lots and lots of money every single month, almost on autopilot. Because when you blog and you've got videos up there, they're not going anywhere. They're always going to be there. And yeah, avoid mistake type of articles. People love to listen to podcasts. I think iTunes has got 20 or 30 million subscribers in the most popular topics. And to create your content, to create your podcast, it's literally stripping the audio from a video you've created. If I was to create a video on a tutorial, I'd just separate the audio from the video and submit that to my podcast feed. My podcast goes out to everyone who subscribed to it. Very, very simple. Reviews are great. Comparisons, people love to read comparisons before they buy stuff. I know I do. When I was in the market for a podcasting kit, I typed into Google and YouTube difference between 2 models or review on certain model. I was watching videos of people setting it up and showing how to do it. And that's like demonstration videos as well. So we talked a lot about content in terms of your articles, but in terms of videos, and I keep saying you can convert your articles and recycle your articles into videos, what kind of videos can you create? And I want to share that with you now, and some of you who were in the social media class earlier would have seen this part from there. So there's a few types of videos that you can create for your blog, which you can publish to YouTube and syndicate to other video sharing networks as well, but also embed on your blog so that people, it makes your blog a little bit more interactive. If you've got an article and a video in that article, it increases your stick rate because it's a bit more interactive. There's a reason video is the next big thing, or has been the next big thing for the last 3 or 4 years, because people love to interact that way. They can see the person. It feels a bit more real rather than reading an article. So video is a great way of engaging with your audience, not just through your blog, but through social media as well. So a lot of people don't use Twitter and Facebook because they don't feel it's engaging enough. They just have massive YouTube presence because people can see them, they can see what they sound like, hear what they sound like, see what they look like, and really, really connect with them. And that's great for making sales and building rapport, especially if you're selling online, because people need more rapport and more trust to buy from you online because they don't really know who you are. Does that make sense? Yeah? Your question? Off? Yeah. Oops. Okay, hang on a second. Yeah, I'll show you an example. Yeah, no worries. So there's a few types of videos that you can create and that are really easy to create. The first is a talking head type of video, where it's you or someone talking about you or your products, not in a sales or advertising type of way, but sharing the information. So for me, for example, I would never say, "Hi, I'm Suraj, come to my workshop, it's going to be this much, it's going to cost you this much money, this is where you need to go, this is what you need to bring with you." It's like an advert, and people don't go to YouTube to watch adverts, right? Everyone skips the adverts, or they fast forward them on Sky Plus. You don't want to put an advert in front of someone online. My type of videos are more, "Hi, I'm Suraj, and I'm going to give you 5 ways that you can create more traffic to your websites for free. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, list them out, and say if you want more information, click on the link below, and you can get the rest of you can get 5 more ways to get more traffic from my blog, or you can download my book or something." But there's a very soft call to action at the end, and that could be to my product or to an affiliate product. A talking head video creates a bit of connection with the viewer, all right? I don't particularly like talking head videos for myself. I prefer doing screen videos, and they're very simple to create using those tools. This is an example of a screen video. It's a product called Optimized Press. It's very much a blogging tool or a WordPress tool to allow you to create squeeze pages and long copy sales letters to convert more sales. It's very much an industry tool. You'd never have heard about it unless you need to know about it. So I've created a video for this tool, not my product, somebody else's product, showing people how to use this particular bit of software on their WordPress blogs. And you can see the video is like 5.5 minutes long. You can see the dock on my Mac. You can see the bits and bobs up at the top. You can see what time it is. So it's not overly polished. It's just as is. It's hardly edited at all. It's me just talking into my microphone and recording my screen, walking people through the software. And the reason I would do that, or why I would even bother to do that, is because I'm an affiliate for this product and I use it myself. And I know that people search for this kind of information online. People are searching for how to use Optimized Press before they go and spend their money to buy it, because they want to see if they can use it or not. And it's just almost like an affirmation from me for 5 minutes saying, "This is what you need to do," and they'll think, "Yeah, I can do that. That's easy. I'm going to buy this product." And this video will have had about 2,000 or 3,000 views over the last few months. There's a link at the bottom of the video. People click on that, they buy the product, and I get a commission. It's a very convenient process. They don't have to then go back to Google the product, go find the website, then buy it. It doesn't cost them any more. It's just convenient because there's a link right next to the video. So if you want to buy this product, bam, click on the link and I'll make a commission. And something like this costs around $100 and I get a $49 or $50 commission. So most of the time you get a 50 to 60% commission based on the product that you're selling. Does that make sense? Yeah? And that's not even my product. So that supplements the income from doing other things as an affiliate, and that's completely on autopilot because I'm here right now, my video is still live, and there are still people searching in the industry for this kind of information. Same applies for my blog. So I would take this video and embed it in my blog. So if someone finds my blog, they can still watch the video, and if that makes them decide to buy the product off the back of my review, I can still make a commission. Does that make sense? Yeah? Absolutely. No, as an affiliate, you can become an affiliate for any product that has an affiliate program. And these are very specific industry-related programs. But for more general brands, like all the UK high street brands, if you go to a website called buy.at, so buy.a and a T, you'll find all the high street brands like Virgin Media, AA, Carphone Warehouse, T-Mobile, Orange, all the high street brands. If you want to be an affiliate for them, literally sign up for free, and there's no approval or application process. You just sign up for the network, and I'll come to you in a second. And they give you all the graphics, all the media, like the banners and what have you, for your websites. You take the code, which is already embedded with your affiliate tracking link, paste it into your widget, into your site, and you've got a nice Carphone Warehouse authority building advert on your blog. Anytime someone clicks on that and buys something from Carphone online, you'll get a commission for that. The reason I don't use big brands like that is because they're stingy in their commissions. They don't need affiliates. It's the smaller brands, the individual companies that sell software, small specialist software that need affiliates to promote their products. The big brands don't need it. You know, if we don't promote T-Mobile SIM cards through your blog, T-Mobile will be okay. Whereas on the other hand, if you've got things like a travel blog, and you're traveling, or you know someone who's going traveling, you can monetize that with things like lastminute.com or EasyJet or Expedia affiliate widgets, because if someone's looking at a travel blog, they may remotely be interested in traveling. Do you agree? And they may be in the market for a cheap flight or a hostel or a hotel or something along those lines. So you want to make it very relevant. And I'll show you some examples in there. You've then got third-party videos, which are testimonials, just your clients saying good things about you. Interviews build massive amounts of credibility, where you're interviewing another expert in your field or you're being interviewed by an expert in your field. It builds a lot of authority through the power of association. People will almost put you in the same bracket as the person you're interviewing. And I used this as an example before. People like Piers Morgan, Oprah Winfrey, all these sort of interview chat show type of Jonathan Ross, they haven't really done anything themselves, with all due respect to all of them, but the way they got really famous was interviewing other really famous people. And by the power of association, that rubbed off, the credibility rubbed off onto them, and now they're superstars, if you want to call them that, or A-listers, if you want, in their own right. Does that make sense? And you can do that just by interviewing other experts. So I make a point of, when I go to marketing conferences, I always take my flip cam or my little Kodak ZI-8 camera with me, and I try and grab a quick 10-minute interview with one of the speakers or another expert in my field, whack it on YouTube, and it gives me massive credibility, just because people think, wow, you guys are in the same sort of bracket. So it's a very quick credibility. Yeah? Do you have a question? Yeah, you can. Yeah, in fact, I give bonuses. So that's another strategy, a buy with bonus strategy. If you're selling a high-end product, if someone bought a $15,000 product from my blog, that's a heck of a lot of commission for me. So you want to give back and almost say thank you for that person. So I say, if I'm selling a high-end product, I say, if you buy through my link, I will make a commission. So you declare it. I'm completely transparent, and I will get a decent chunk of commission for that. In return, if you would like some coaching or some mentoring or one of my products, or come to my workshop for free, send me your invoice so I can double check that you did actually buy it, and I'll give you something of extra value. No, people don't mind, because if you've helped them out to figure, if you've helped them to figure something out, they don't generally mind clicking on the link. And actually, most people don't even know that they're clicking on an affiliate link. Yeah? But no, you should declare any commissions that you're going to earn. Otherwise, it's just a bit deceitful, right? And you've got demonstration videos showing how to what you get in a package. So this is a video I watched when I bought my podcasting kit. Never bought one before, so rather than go to the website where they're selling it, they're obviously going to be a bit biased. Best images, the best reviews. Go on YouTube, and people are creating these videos showing you how to set this up, what it's good for, what it's not so good for, how the sound quality differs to using the normal built-in microphone. And at the bottom, a lot of them will have a link to Amazon or wherever you're going to buy the product from, and they'll make a commission off that. And you don't mind, because it's convenient to click on it, and it's almost like a quick thank you to this person who's made the video. And this video is what, 7-8 minutes long, and it'll have hundreds of thousands of views, because this is what people are looking for before they buy stuff. And you can replace affiliate products with your own products. If you haven't got any products, you can use industry relevant things that are already selling online. So a few blogging tips here. Post regularly and consistently. If you're going to start off posting every single day, when you start, keep that consistency. If you don't think you're going to be able to manage that, start off once a week or once every fortnight. But I think once every fortnight is the bare minimum. Otherwise, you won't really get any attention from the search engines. You won't get that the benefit of a blog, which by definition is constantly updated log of information. Try and narrow down your niche. Use social media tools to share your content and to allow other people to share content. Use good themes. Optimize your posts using the right categories, the right tags, which is essentially your keywords, which will be picked up by the search engines to an extent. And use various types of content, so recycle your content as well. This is an example this is my blog. It's a very basic thing. There's no real graphical customization. It's just the normal theme with a header on it. And you can see the format like I showed you before. On the left-hand side, you've got the content with a big image. You've also got the opt-in form and the call to action on the right-hand sidebar. You also see I've got two affiliate banners there, one at the very top and one in the bottom right-hand corner. If anyone clicks on those, and those are relevant products, if you've never heard of those products, it's probably because you're not in the industry. Anyone coming to my blog would probably be someone who knows about these things already, and if they just happen to see, or the copy on the advert appeals to them, and they click on it, I'll get a commission when they buy. And literally, that would make thousands of dollars in commission every single month, combined with the banner ads, the videos, and the review blogs, because they're always there. People are always searching for these things, and once you've got your Google rankings sorted, people are searching for this product. No one cares about me. Notice there's nothing about me on this blog at all. It's all about the product and the industry, right? So you see this article at the bottom, is your blog missing these essential elements? And I go through some things that every blog needs to have, and there's some product in there that I recommend. So that will make money if someone buys that product based on my recommendation. A rough guide to Facebook advertising is nothing. I'm not selling anything in that blog post. It's more of a guide, more authority building. That's more of a news reporter type blog post. So this one here is more of a review and authority type of post. Does that make sense? So you mix up the type of content that you've got. Another blog from a graphic design friend of mine is Gareth. He uses his blog not to monetize by telling people what products to buy, but he uses his blog to add value to his existing clients. So every time he gets a new client and he does some design for them, whether it's designing some cards or flyers or logo, he will blog about that client with a link to their website, thereby using these tools to add more value to the client. So they're getting more from him for their money, and it makes them more loyal as well, rather than having to go to someone else. And it also encourages people to recommend him to other people. I have absolutely no qualms in recommending Gareth, because I know if someone spends some money with this guy, they're going to get a lot more value than what they spend with him, because he'll blog about them and he'll tweet the blog post out to his 5,000 Twitter followers. And that's what I call adding value. So he's not really interested in using blogging to get new clients. He's doing it to look after his existing clients and make them more satisfied clients and make them raving fans. And I wouldn't have his thing up here, his screenshot, showing you if I wasn't a fan of his work, and I know he's going to add lots of value to anyone. Does that make sense? Right? Dot design. I think it's dot hyphen design. If you want to follow him on Twitter, it's at Gareth.design. And he's a freelance designer in Devon. Nothing overly special, but he's just using these tools in a slightly out-of-the-box way. But notice the layout. His blog is very much cleaner than mine, but same format. Left-hand side is the content. The right-hand side, you've got links, and I'd say too many links, but that's another story. You then got another, look, by the way, the reason I would say too many links is, what's that going to encourage people to do? Go somewhere else. If I'm trying to sell my graphic design services, I want to keep them on my site as long as possible to look at my brilliant work. I don't want to give them the option all the way down to say, hey, go and look at something else. Right? So that's just my take on it, but it's a personal choice. It's another blog about makeup and beauty. Content on the left-hand side, widgets and advertising on the right-hand side. And it's a very traditional blog layout. There's nothing too special about it, but it made a bit of an effort with the design and the header. And look what they're blogging about. Sundays with Tabs the Cat, makeup and beauty blog mascot volume 144. They've probably built up a bit of a following as well. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. You're not advertising. They're not advertising. They're affiliate banners. So you just sign up to their network or their affiliate program, and they give you the code that you just copy and paste into the widget, and their banners are shown. And that's already embedded with your affiliate tracking code. Yeah. So you can have Carphone Warehouse, T-Mobile, the biggest companies in the world, advertising on your site. But they're not paying you in advertising. They're paying you when you send them traffic. Yep. Yep. You go to the Mac store or a portal. No, you usually scroll to the bottom of the site. They'll usually have something that says affiliates or partners or referral program. You sign up for that, or you just Google it, Mac affiliate program, and it'll either be a direct affiliate program or they'll be part of a network, like an affiliate portal. Yeah? And you don't have to get permission or anything. As long as it's the same content or the relevant content, it'll be okay. Another blog here is some woman called Sue. I think her name is Sue, who just blogs about her favorite recipes. She's obviously made a little bit of an effort here with the design and taking professional photos. But look at her articles. grilled beef and mushroom burger. She just talks about how to make, her famous grilled beef and mushroom burger, grilled English peas, blueberry sorbet. There's nothing else to that. It's just a blog about recipes, and if you read it, if you can see it, if you can make that out in the top corner, it's just a personal website where she's blogging about her favorite recipes. But look what she's doing. She's using an opt-in form there to build a database of subscribers who she can send recipes, ebooks, sell ebooks of her favorite recipes, send her affiliate link to other famous recipe books or cookery books by celebrity chefs, because that's the kind of audience she's got. You can see underneath that 3,500 people have clicked on like. So if you multiply 3,500 by however many friends the average person's got on Facebook, we say 100 friends on average, that's probably a bit less, but a couple hundred friends on average, that's now gone out to hundreds of thousands of people, virally, because people like what she's talking about. And you've got the little Facebook page at the bottom there, and that's got a few thousand followers as well. Someone called Adventurous Kate, a solo female traveler, just blogging about traveling. And look at her blog post, why retreats are great for first-time solo female travelers. Adventurous Kate's top 10 adventures in Southeast Asia. If you happen to be traveling to Southeast Asia, that you might be drawn to read that blog post. And in that blog post, she might say, I recommend the only hotel that you should stay at is this hotel here. Here's a link to that hotel. That's an affiliate link, and you book a room there. Adventurous Kate pays for her own traveling, because that's going to give her commissions. Does that make sense? No, exactly. Exactly, and that's what I mean. When you review products or review things, ideally it should be stuff that you've used yourself. Otherwise, you lose all credibility. All right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, but that wouldn't be relevant at all. Yeah, but that wouldn't work at all because it's not related at all. But what she could sell on her blog, sell as an affiliate, is Jamie Oliver's cookbook. That's very relevant. Not a hard sell. It's you either want it or you don't want it. It's just the option is there on the side, right? You can see Adventurous Kate has got 1,170 people on her Facebook page who have liked her Adventurous Kate traveling blog. So those people are going to be sharing the content. She's always going to be writing like as herself. She's on it with social media. Almost 1,000 people have subscribed via RSS feed to her. And this is a great example of a personal blog. And there's no clear sign of how she's monetizing it, but she could be doing it a lot more in a subtle way through her blog posts. Then we come to plugins, and I'll show you some examples of videos embedded in blogs in a moment. But plugins are really important to WordPress, and specifically WordPress.org, because they're just like apps. The reason I've got a picture of an iPhone and those apps, when you take an iPhone or an iPad or a smartphone out of the box when you first buy it, it's pretty good. It does a lot of cool stuff. But how do you personalize it to make it do what you want it to do? What do you need to do to make it have the right app or currency converter or unit converter or game or utility or social network app? You buy or download apps, right? And there's free ones and there's premium ones. Same with WordPress. There are thousands and thousands of apps or plugins for WordPress that make it your own, that customize it to make it do what you want. Things like automatic content syndication. If you want your blog to automatically blast out your new content, your new articles straight to your Twitter page or your Facebook profile and your LinkedIn profile and all sorts of other platforms, there's a plugin for that. Just like there's an app for everything, there's a plugin for pretty much everything you could ever think of that you want your blog to do. If you want to turn your blog into an e-commerce blog to sell stuff, there's a plugin for that. Or there's a theme that will create an e-commerce type of theme on WordPress for you. Most of them are free, but there are tons of premium plugins that really can stand your blog out with social media buttons, widgets to do all sorts of cool stuff, make it look better, and you can find them all at that URL there. So as we sort of come to the end, and I want to leave a few minutes just for questions at the end if there are any, just very quickly, if you want to start a blog, if you haven't already on WordPress, you're going to need two primary things. A domain, which costs about £10–12 a year, if that's a .com. If you're happy with a .co.uk, a £5 or £6 a year, if that. And you're going to need some cheap, basic hosting. And the reason you need hosting is because the WordPress.com version doesn't allow. The WordPress.com version is hosted with WordPress. So for that reason, they don't allow you to add customizations that are third party because they're protecting their own back. If someone installs something that is a bit dodgy, and it's going to bring down their whole server. When it's self-hosted on your own hosting account, they don't really care. You can do whatever you want on it. I use HostGator.com. It's not an affiliate link or anything. It's just a normal link. But if you do want to buy hosting, there's a discount code that's going around. It's discount on hosting, no spaces, and it gives you the first month of hosting for free. But even that, it's like $4 per month. It's very, very cheap. And for the graphic designers in the room, you may not like me saying this, but don't worry about a logo. Don't worry about branding initially. Just get it started. Because the worst thing I hate to see the most is people spending lots of money and lots of effort getting the branding right, but then the content sucks and they don't get any visitors. They get nothing on their site. Assemble a crowd first. Build a bit of a following, and then it'll be more of a worthwhile investment to brand yourself based on who starts to follow you. And these are the 4 simple steps to essentially start your blog. Is to link your domain and hosting together. And most domain companies will do that for you. I know WordPress developers and designers that will install WordPress on your server for free as long as you buy hosting through them. Why would they do that? Because when you buy hosting through their affiliate link, they make a commission. And HostGator, for example, if I'm an affiliate for HostGator on my blog, and if you send 21 clients to HostGator a month, in the grand scheme of things, 21 is nothing. They'll send you $2,500 in the post or through your PayPal account. Not too bad. Not too shabby at all. 2.5 grand, right? More than the average salary in the UK. All you need to do is send 21 people to hosting, right? And you times that, or you scale that across lots of products, all automated. People looking at your videos. I've created videos how to set up your HostGator account, how to link your HostGator account to your domain, and that's the kind of stuff people are searching for. And imagine yourself now in front of your computer. You search for something like that. You find the video. It's really convenient. There's a link there. Click on the link, buy your hosting, I get a commission for that. 21 times a month, that's 2.5 grand just from HostGator. Optimized press video will probably make another $1,000, $2,000 a month in commissions. Before you know it, you've got, over the course of a year, $20,000 to $30,000 to $40,000 or pounds in commissions, pretty much on autopilot, which is not too bad as an automated income on top of the stuff that you're actually doing. Does that make sense? Yeah? Okay. So you install WordPress, personalize it, and start blogging. There's nothing more to it than that. And obviously monetizing your blog with affiliate marketing. Advertising, I've never touched it, and I probably never will, because you can make more money as an affiliate selling products for a share of the revenue, as opposed to charging $1 grand per month advertising. If I was to take HostGator, for example, and HostGator don't know me, I'm just an affiliate, but if I was to say to HostGator, would you want to advertise on my blog, which is a very small niche blog, I'd be lucky to get £1,000 or $1,000 a month, as opposed to an affiliate where I just need to send them 21 clicks and clients, and they send me 2.5 grand. Why would they do that? Because the lifetime value of a hosting client is a lot more than what they're paying out in commissions. I've got tons of blogs hosted on HostGator over the last 4 or 5 years, and they pay out $125 per sign up. So for them to recoup that $125 for that personal recommendation, they're going to make a lot more than that in terms of the client value. Yeah, and there are lots of different types of products you can promote. A low-end product, i.e. something cheap that sells in the bucket loads, but then you make low commissions. A high-end product which sells less often, but when they do sell, you'll make a $1,000 commission at a time, rather than a $50 commission or a $10 commission. Yeah. We've got like 2 minutes to go. Does anyone have any questions about what I've talked about? Because I appreciate I've just flown through that almost without even pausing. Does anyone have any questions that they wrote down or wanted to ask about this concept at all? And yep. Yeah, it doesn't matter. I use HostGator, GoDaddy. It doesn't matter. They're all the same. Personal preference, I guess. I like HostGator because their customer support is pretty good. Whenever there's a problem, they've got a 24-hour live chat type feature. With GoDaddy, you've got to wait till they're open in the morning. So, HostGator. Think alligator, but HostGator. If you want more information, first and foremost, you'll get the slides sent out to you. There'll be somewhere where you can download them. Seriously inquire about the blogging workshop at Academy Class. It's combined with a social media workshop, so you're covering all the bases. If you need this in your business, then come along. It'll be good fun to get you set up. If you want download my book, you can get my book from my blog. It's a free download, and it gives you 10, 11 ways to get more traffic to your existing websites. And blogging is the focal point of that. And I'm very biased towards blogging because it covers your SEO, it gets your traffic, gets your content going, builds a following, and builds credibility as well. So we're a few minutes over, but I'm sticking around if anyone wants to ask me questions. And thank you very much. Have a good day. Thanks.